So what I did want to spend the rest of the time is I think I finally found something that's worth spending some time each week with the AI tools in this class. So at the end of last week's session, I actually generate the assets that I'll be using. And yeah, I'm accessing this as my the other account that is not an owner of this notebook LM. So I'll be accessing this the way that you would. In the studio, you're gonna see that these are the lectures I'm working on, and I have these quizzes and the slide presentations. So let me actually do the quiz, and after I do the quizzes, I'll look at where I am time-wise, and if it looks like time's out, then time's out. If there's a time remaining, I'll look at the slides. So it said the physics quiz. I'm pretty sure it's the rotation quiz. Let me do rotation quiz first. As a wait, sorry. It says a fluids quiz, but it's actually rotation and fluids quiz. The reason there are two sources is because I selected two of the chapters. So let me do, and the distinction between these two is one is textbook and the other is lecture. So let me do the textbook based quiz first, and then I'll see what the lecture based quiz looks like. So here's the textbook based quiz. Can I maximize it? Yeah, okay. What primary physical characteristic distinguishes it flows? Or the textbook says yields to shearing forces. Yeah. Why are gases much easier to compress than liquid or solids? I don't know. Let me read the choices. It's a bunch of reasons. I guess the atoms are kind of farther apart, and the force between them is less. So not that. Large amount of empty space, sure. Yeah, that seems most correct of all the choices that I see. Which of the following represent the correct SI unit for density, which is mass per volume? So it should be kilogram per cubic meter, this one. Yeah. And if they were trying to be tricky, they might have given you, grams per cubic centimeter. So if they ask you for correct basic SI unit for density, this is the one. Grams per cubic centimeter wouldn't be basic SI unit. Okay, force applied to an area, pressure. Yeah, pressure. What happens when same force is applied to a much smaller area? Increases. Increases significantly. Yeah. Sounds good. Yeah. In the fluids setup, sometimes it's the pressure that stays the same, like with the ideal gas law, or pressure due to weight of fluid and all that. Yeah. How does pressure in a static liquid vary to depth h? Linear. I did the derivation linearly. Yeah, that's actually the formula. Yeah. A dam holds back a massive reservoir of water. What is the force against the dam? Much smaller than the total weight. It's not much smaller. I think it's well, I guess, yeah, it is much smaller, I guess. The total weight of the water is basically in the rho gh, what you calculate as rho gh times the bottom surface of the reservoir. But the force against the dam, because the pressure at the top is 0, bottom is a full rho gh. There's an averaging effect. There's a factor of a half that comes from that, and the area concerned is area of the dam, which would be a lot smaller than the area of the reservoir. So average depth and dam area. Yeah, not the horizontal length of the reservoir. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't think I noticed that in the textbook. If it's in the textbook, then that's interesting. According to Archimedes' principle, what determines the magnitude of the buoyant force acting on the weight of displaced fluid? Yeah, that's the Archimedes' principle. And for him, it was just a kind of experimental fact. I don't think he had tools to derive it from basic principles the way we can with our knowledge of Newtonian physics. Specific gravity, I think that's the density relative to water. That's what I remember. Yeah, the ratio of the density of an object to the density of water at that's the temperature which we define the gram. So that density of water is 1 gram per cubic centimeter. When an object is weighed while submerged in a fluid, it appears to weigh less than its weight in sure. Apparent weight loss is equal to which of the following? I mean, buoyancy force supports it, so you need less supporting force. Maybe let me read the choices. Apparent. Oh, I see. It's asking about how much weight is lost. Yeah, that would be the weight of the fluid displaced by the object. Yeah. Flow rate defined as that. Wait, did it give me any rotation questions? I don't feel like it gave me any rotation questions. That is odd. Yeah, that is odd. Flow rate is defined as that. Flow rate and average velocity. So flow rate is think of velocity divided by area. Yeah, that way when the area decreases, velocity has to increase. Yeah. Oof, did I miss it? Yeah, I missed it. Yeah, I went through it too quickly. I should have thought of, well, what if area increases, then flow rate, yeah, yeah. Sorry, I got distracted. That is correct, yeah. Flow rate is the area times velocity, yeah. Yeah. Missed one. Oops. Swimmer is 10.3 meters below surface. Yeah. Total pressure acting on the swimmer, 2 atmosphere. So that gauge pressure plus the atmospheric pressure. Um, yeah. Which statement best describes the directional force exerted by a static fluid due to pressure? It is. It's a perpendicular to area. Yeah. It just yeah. Pressure itself is not a vector; it's a scalar. In the metric system, volume water is originally. Yeah. So this is a 1 cubic centimeter. Wait, 1 kilogram? Okay, that's a 1,000 cubic centimeter. I mean, yeah, we define the gram first, not kilogram. What is the status of an object? Buoyant for it's floating? Remain suspended at current depth? Yeah, sure. Okay, I missed one. Otherwise, all good. So I think I should do. And if I retake, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it gives me basically the exact same questions, possibly in the exact same order. Yeah. So, because for whatever reason, Notebook LM didn't generate any questions about rotation. Let me have it generate rotation questions. Because it should have done that out of which chapter is it? I want to say chapter 6. That's the I think rotation chapter. Let's just double check. Yeah, chapter 6 rotation. So yeah, it should have given me some rotation questions and it didn't. So I'm gonna pick chapter 6 and have it generate another quiz. I guess I could make it hard later. So, yeah, quiz. And while it's generating, let me do the other lecture-based quiz. Let me see how much I remember of my own lecture. So here's the lecture-based quiz. It says physics quiz, but this one should have both the rotation and fluid. So yeah, it has a rotation. So let's look at that. Which quantity is rotational counterpart to mass? Rotational inertia. And 2 points, Alice and Bob. Yeah, those are the names of the masses that I've used. Alice closer, Bob 20 with the constant rate. So Bob has higher tangent. Yeah, because Bob is near the edge. Yeah. They have same angular velocity. Solid disk reaches the bottom of the incline faster than a hollow ring because it has less rotational inertia, smaller. Yeah, and the lecture did include that demo and explanation, I think. ice skater, all that conservation of angular momentum. They are in air, nothing to exert net torque on them. Primary physical cause of precession. It's the change of angular momentum due to gravitational torque. A torque changing the direction. Yeah, that's basically it. SI unit for pressure, which of the following is equivalent to Newton per meter squared? This one, yeah. Density of pure water in standard SI units. Standard. So I'm gonna assume by standard they mean basic. So that would be this. Now both quantities got mentioned in the lecture. So let me look at the hint. Yeah, okay. So by standard they mean basic. So it's this one. Yeah. Okay, the fluid, how does the pressure in lake changes? It increases linearly with that? Sure. At least the gauge pressure does. Actually, I guess even absolute pressure does. It just doesn't have a zero origin. Archimedes principle said buoyant for on an area. Yeah. It's the same thing as your textbook because we both decided to cover Bernoulli's principle, specific application of which conservation of energy. Garden hose you partially cover with opening of it. Faster. Continuity. Yeah, continuity equation that water material volume mass is conserved. Yeah. Main difference between absolute pressure. So gauge pressure is for relative to atmospheric pressure. Yeah. Atmospheric pressure at sea level is that what best primary force for the weight? Yeah, of the column of the air above. Yeah. Surface using the rotation analogy, rotational kinetic energy is rotational kinetic energy. 1/2 I omega squared. Yeah. Metal ship floats on water, much denser. Which of the following explains? Large volume of air, I think. Good. So 100 out of or 15 out of 15. I remember my own lectures, and I do imagine this potentially becoming useful maybe during one-on-one meeting. Sometimes, I've asked my own multiple choice question before, but I think they are a little bit on the harder side. So if people struggle with those, I'm happy to give you a standard quiz from Notebook LM. Now I would have to generate the quiz on the spot because the pre-generated quizzes they will always have the same questions. So there are limits. Is it still generating? No, it finished. So let me answer that rotation quiz. Then I think we are done. I don't really have time to look at the slides this time, so I'll just have to let the slides pass by. I might come back to them later, but we'll see. Let me do this quiz. This is based on textbook chapter 6 of covering rotation. Why did they give me only 10 questions? I'm not sure. Point on a rotating disk, constant angular velocity. How does the linear speed doubles? I think. Angular rate. Sorry. Sleepy. As the ratio of which two physical quantities. It's the arc length divided by radius. That's how it's actually defining an angle in a non-arbitrary way. Hope have a larger moment of inertia than us. More mass at the farther distance, I think. Yeah, this one. Which of the following rotational analog of Newton's second law? The torque is equal to I alpha. I think this one. Figure skater. This example I was using in the lecture because I saw it in the textbook. Primary reason for this increase, her rotational inertia decreases. This one. Her rotational kinetic energy is actually not conserved. In order to pull her arms in, she had to do some work on herself. So the 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 overall energy is conserved. Right, cylinder rolls down without slipping. This is actually a pretty important condition. Kinetic, I think it's translational and rotational kinetic energy. Yeah. According to the right hand rule, disk is rotating counterclockwise. Counterclockwise, okay, so that means angular velocity points out upward. And you're choosing between these two. Yeah, it's upward. Yeah, yeah. That's probably too technical of a question. I don't think I would ever ask you that question. Spinning gyroscope and a torque is applied. Perpendicular. Perpendicular is angular momentum vector. I guess it'll begin to kind of precess, undergoes precession. Yeah, yeah. The context of thick soup versus thin soup experiment. Why does the can with the thin soup faster down? So thick soup kind of adds to loss of mechanical energy. So thin soup does not rotate with the can. Yeah, I guess that's right. Yeah. All right. Last question. True or false? For an object in uniform circular motion, the angular acceleration alpha is 0. No, because it's v squared over r. The tangential acceleration is 0. Tangential or oh wait. Sorry, I almost answered too quickly. The acceleration is non-zero because you have centripetal acceleration, but they're asking us for angular acceleration. That only is non-zero when the circular motion is either speeding up or slowing down. Neither is happening, so this is actually true. The angular acceleration is 0. Yeah. 10 out of 10, 100%. So I did miss that one question, and there are a couple questions near the end that I would have missed. I blame that on my lack of sleep, and I'm kind of falling asleep a little bit, but but yeah. So I think working through these quizzes, one, it'll be fun for me. So let me just continue doing that, and in the weeks when we have more time, I should also be able to look at the slides and maybe say some things using the slides that ChatGPT generated. We'll see how that goes.